Hi guys, good day. It's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class, it's all about transforming each of the following equations into a quadratic equation in the form ax²+bx+c equals 0. And then later on, we will find the value of a, b, and c as well as the roots. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So this is actually requested from one of our subscribers and one of our followers in Facebook and YouTube. I would like to give thanks and shout out to them. This answer is for you. Alright, so if you have this kind of equations class, rational equations, and you want to transform this one into the standard form, the thing that you will do class is you need to eliminate the denominators. You need to remove this denominators class because it will be complicated if you're dealing with fractions. Now, how to remove the denominators, sir? The thing that you will do is you just need to find the LCM. What is the LCM? What is LCM? LCM is the least common multiple. So for denominators 5, 3, and 3, so we need to find the LCM of 5 and 3. Now to get the LCM of 5 and 3, during your elementary years, if you still remember, 5, the LCM or the multiples of 5, of course there will be 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on, right? Multiples of 5, so we have 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20. These are the multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and so on. So these are multiples of 5. Now for the multiples of 3, of course, we have 3. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 5 is 15, and so on. So what will be the least number that is common to 5 and 3? Of course, that will be 15, right? 15 and 3 is the multiple of, 15 is the multiple of 5 and 3. So that's how you find the LCM class with regards to the numbers. But once again, if it will take time class if you do it this way. Okay, it will take time if you do it this way. So the thing that you will do class, you will do it this way. You will do it this way class. What would be the least number that we can divide that number by 5 and 3? Of course, that would be 15, right? So you find a number class that you can divide this number by 5 and 3. Of course, that's 15. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So therefore, we can use 15. No need to write this one class because it will take time if you do it this way. Alright, so the LCM is 15. I hope you understand class how to find the LCM. Once again, no need to write this one. It will really take time. I just explained this one for you to really understand how to find the LCM. Now, once you get the LCM class, you multiply the LCM by this equation. So you can write this one as, let me write the equation first, x plus 2 over 5. Alright, parenthesis, then squared, plus x minus 2 squared over 3 equals 16 over 3. Now, once we find the LCM, go ahead. Alright, go ahead, we multiply it by 15. Alright, and then, so once again, we have the LCM 15. We can now multiply this equation by 15. So you distribute class. Alright, you distribute 15 by every equation. So this will be 15 times, okay, multiply this one, x plus 2 squared over 5 plus copy 15 times this equation, x minus 2 squared over 3. Alright, I hope you're still with me. So this will be equals to 15 times 16 over 3. Alright, and then next step class is you need to distribute, you multiply. Now check this one class. We can divide 15 by the denominator. 15 divided by 5 is 3, right? So we can divide this one. That's why you find the LCM, because we can eliminate the denominators. Because 15 divided by 5 is 3. So you can cancel this out. And then 15 divided by 5, that is 3. Same with this one class. 15 divided by 3, that is 5. So you can cancel this out and this will be 5. Check this one class. We already eliminated the two denominators. And also on the right side, can we divide 15 by 3? Yep, we can divide 15 by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Alright, we just eliminated the denominators. So, I hope you understand this one, class. Once again, 15 divided by 5 is 3. So, the remaining will be 3. So, this will be 3 quantity x plus 2 squared. So, plus, once again, 15 divided by 3. Once again, we distribute 15 from every equation, class. 15 times this equation, 15 times this equation. And then, copy 5. So, 15 divided by 3 is 5. So, cancel this out. This will be 5 times x minus 2 squared equals 15 divided by 3 is 5. We still have 5. 5 times 16. Alright, and then, alright, I hope you're still with me. And then, do not multiply this one, class. So, we already have this equation. Next step is we simplify. Once again, do not multiply 3 and this parenthesis and this quantity. Why is that, sir? Because we need to follow PEMDAS. What do you mean by PEMDAS, sir? PEMDAS, we have parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So, parentheses, exponents comes first before multiplying. So, therefore, we need to simplify this one first. Parentheses, exponent. So, simplify this one first before multiplying it by 3. I hope you get this one, class. Simplify this one first before multiplying it by 3. Alright, so let's simplify x plus 2. X plus 2 quantity squared. So once again, remember this one, class. X plus 2 quantity squared. So we simplify this one. We do have two ways to simplify this one. You can either use the square of binomial or you can use the FOIL method. So x plus 2 quantity squared. Simplify this one before multiplying it by 3. Alright, let me write it here. X plus 2 quantity squared. Alright, let's simplify, class. The square of binomial. So if you still remember this one, the square of binomial, that would be great because it's easy for you to simplify this one if you remember the square of binomial. So let's do the two solutions, class. We do the FOIL method and we do the square of binomial. So let's try the FOIL method first. X plus 2 quantity squared, it means that you multiply this equation by itself 2 times. So this is equivalent to x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2. Alright, and then use the FOIL method. Just remember, class, the FOIL method. First, outer, inner, last. So first, x times x, that would be x squared. Outer, x times positive 2, that's positive 2x. Inner, 2 times x. Okay, inner 2 times x, that's positive 2x. Then last, 2 times positive 2, that's positive 4. And then you combine like terms. Once again, you combine only with the same literal coefficient, the same variable, and same exponent. Exponent here of 2x, the exponent of x is just 1. So you can only combine this one. So combine this one, this will be x squared plus 4x. Once again, class, you can only combine same variable and same exponent. That's what we call, class, literal coefficient. Same variable and same exponent. So combine, so 2 plus 2 is 4. Just simply copy the variable plus x. And then plus 4. So this will be the answer of this one when you do the FOIL method. So x squared plus 4x plus 4. Remember this answer, class. We will be erasing this one. Alright, x squared plus 4x. Okay, let me just write it here. X squared plus 4x plus 4. Now, let's do the square of binomial, class. So once again, class, it's better for us to use the square of binomial because it would be really easy for us to answer this one. So the square of binomial, it says, alright, I hope you remember this one, class, the square of binomial. Now, if you want to know more about the square of binomial, I will just put the link, class, in the description down below with regards to the square of binomial. So once again, the square of binomial, it says square the first term. So square of x, so square the first term, that would be x squared. Then multiply the first term and second term times 2. So multiply the first term and second term, so x times 2. So multiply the first term and second term, x times 2. Multiply the first term and second term times 2, so times 2. So multiply the first term and second term times 2. And then square the last term, so square of 2. Alright, and then that's it, class. You answer this one, you simplify. Copy x squared, then you multiply this one, positive x times positive 2, that's positive 2x, times 2, that's positive 4x. And then you square the last term, 2 times 2. So once again, you multiply this one by itself twice, 2 times 2, that's positive 4. And then you will get the answer, the same answer, class, using the FOIL and the square of binomial. So it's easy, class, if you do the square of binomial. So let's do the square of binomial, class, in simplifying this one. So this will be 3. Then square the first term, x squared. Then multiply the first term and second term. So x times 2, that's 2x times 2, that would be 4x. And then square the last term, 2 times 2, that's positive 4. Easy, right, for the square of binomial. Then you copy, plus, and then copy 5. Once again, do not multiply, parenthesis, exponent. Copy 5, then square of binomial with this one. So square the first term, that would be x squared. Multiply the first term and second term, x times negative 2, that's negative 2x, times 2, that's negative 4x. And then square the last term, negative 2 times negative 2, that's positive 4. Alright, so let me just explain this one, class, on the bottom part for you not to be confused. Once again, in this one, x minus 2, you square the first term, that would be x squared. And then you multiply the first term and second term, so x times negative 2. Multiply the first term and second term times 2. Alright, multiply the first term and second term times 2. Then square the last term, so negative 2 squared. So that's why we get x squared, copy, square the first term, x squared. Multiply this one, x times negative 2, that's negative 2x, times 2, that's negative 4x. Square the last term, negative 2 times negative 2. Once again, negative times negative is positive. You get the same answer, class. I hope you understand, class, the square of binomial. So once again, if you want to know more about the square of binomial, go ahead. Feel free to click the link, class, for you to understand more about the square of binomial, and you will be amazed, class, because it's very easy in solving the square of binomial. And 5 times 16, let's multiply 16 times 5. This will be 5 times 6 is 30, 0 carry 3, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 80. 80, class, equals 80. Alright, and then we simplify this one, class. We distribute, class. Alright, so once again, you multiply 3 and this from this equation. So how to multiply? Just simply distribute. Alright, so this will be 3 times x squared, that's 3x squared. 3 times positive 4, 4x, that's positive 12x. 3 times positive 4, that's positive 12. Alright, and then you simplify this one, you distribute. Once again, class, 5 times this equation. That's why we need to distribute, because this is trinomial, 3 terms. So distribute 5 times x squared, that's 5x squared, positive 5x squared. 5 times negative, okay, 5 times negative 4x, so positive times negative, unlike signs, in multiplication, it should be always negative. Positive times negative is negative, 5 times 4 is 20, then copy x, 20x, negative 20x. Positive 5 times positive 4, that's positive 20, equals 80. Alright, so we're almost done in number 1. Quite long, right? But I apologize, guys, if we take a lot of time in explaining number 1, because I want you to learn this one. We need to explain this one step by step. So next step, class, is we need to arrange. Arrange this one, class, for you not to be confused. So arrange, this will be, this one comes first, x squared. So 3x squared, then copy, plus 5x squared. Alright, and then x, the variable x, positive 12x. So once again, the linear term, number together with the variable x with the exponent of 1. So the exponent of x here is 1. So arrange 12x, then next will be negative 20x. Alright, I hope you're still with me, class. Negative 20x, then positive 12, then positive 20, and then we transpose this 80, class, from right to left, because our equation, class, will be on the left side of this equal sign. Alright, check this one because the equation, the right side should be equal to 0. So we transpose this 80 from right to left. So this is positive 80. It will be negative 80 equals 0. So our last equation class will be 0. So transpose 80 from right to left, it will be negative 80. Alright, and then we combine like terms. So this will be 3x squared plus 5x squared. So once again, add the numbers. 3 plus 5 is 8. And then simply copy the literal coefficient. Copy x squared plus x squared. Alright, so next step, you add this one, 12x minus 20. If the signs are not the same, you subtract and copy the sign of the larger number. So 20 minus 12, that's 8. Now since 20 is greater than 12, we have negative 8. Once again, class, positive 12 and negative 20, they don't have the same sign. We have positive 12, negative 20. Subtract, so 20 minus 12 is 8, and then copy the sign of the larger number. Copy negative sign, class. So negative 8x. Alright, and then this one, you combine, this will be, alright, this will be 12 plus 20. 12 plus 20, that is 32, minus 80. So 32 minus 80, if they don't have the same sign, okay, if they don't have the same sign, subtract, then copy the sign of the larger number. So once again, 30 minus 80 minus 32, they don't have the same sign. We have positive 32. Once again, class, I get this 32 from 12 plus 20. So 12 plus 20 is 32 minus 80. They don't have the same sign. So we subtract, class. So 80 minus 32. Unlike signs, class, you subtract, then copy the sign of the larger number. So borrow 1, this is 7, this is 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 7 minus 3 is 4. 48. And since 80 is greater than 32, we copy negative sign. So negative 48 minus 48 then equals 0. Now, this will be our equation, class. I will be erasing this part, class, this top part. We don't have enough space. Alright, so let me erase this part. Alright, so let me erase this part, class. You pause the video, class. I will be erasing the top part because we need to find the roots and the value of a, b, c. Alright, so this is our equation, class. Check this one. We have 8x squared minus 8x minus 48 equals 0. Once again, class, remember this one. Before finding the value of a, b, and c, you need to check first the equation, class, if there's a number that is divisible by each equation, by every term. So check this one, class. Is there a number that is divisible by 8, 8, and 48? Alright, once again, before finding the value of a, b, and c, you check the equation, class, if there is a number divisible by every term. Yep, we have a divisible number. What is the number, sir? We can divide this equation by 8, right? Alright, because why is that, sir? Why do we need to do that? Because if you find the roots, class, if you find the roots and you have this given equation, we have 8x squared, it would be really hard for us to find the factors of this equation. So that's why we need to reduce this equation by a particular number. We need to get the divisible of this particular number. And that's actually mandatory, class, in quadratic equations. If you can divide the equation by a number, okay, you need to reduce the equation by that particular number. So once again, 8x squared minus 8x minus 48, you think of a number that we can divide this by 8, 8, and 48. Of course, we can reduce this one by 8, right? And that's mandatory, class, that you always reduce the equation if it is divisible by a particular number. So we can divide this one by 8. Alright, divide this one by 8. Divide this one by 8. Once again, if you do it on the left side of this equal sign, you also do it on the right side. So 8 divided by 8, we can cancel this out. Okay, cancel this out. This will be x squared. 8 divided by 8 is 1, so just simply copy x squared. 8 divided by 8 is 1, so you can cancel this out. This will be negative x. Understood that there's 1 here, class? Okay, 8 divided by 8 is 1, copy x squared. 8 divided by 8, then since we have negative, so negative 1, you can actually write negative 1x, that's the same, or simply copy negative x. And then negative 48 divided by 8, that's negative 6. Equals 0 divided by 8, that is 0. Alright, so there you have it, our equation, our standard form. So let me erase this part. You pause the video class, I will be erasing this part. Alright, so quite tricky class, right? Quite long for our video. But I'm so sorry, we just explain it step by step for you to really understand this one. So our value of a, so the value of a here, beside x squared, so our a is 1. Our b, beside this x, the linear term with the exponent of 1. X with the exponent of 1, we call it the linear term. So our b is beside this one, that would be negative 1. And our c is the constant, negative 6. Now to find the roots class, we need to factor this out. You find a number class, you find a number that when you multiply the two numbers, you will get negative 6. At the same time, when you combine, you will get negative 1. So once again, if you want to know more about factoring, I will also put the link class in the description down below with regards to factoring. So to find the roots class, we need to factor this out. So negative 6, copy negative 6, constant. Then you find two numbers that when you multiply, you will get negative 6. When you add, you will get negative 1. Of course, there would be 3 and 2. And since this is negative, one number should be negative. There would be negative 3 and positive 2. Why is that, sir? Because if you multiply negative 3 times 2, negative 3 times 2 class, negative times positive, that would be negative 6, right? Negative times positive is negative. Then 3 times 2 is 6, negative 6. If you combine, can we get negative 1? Yep. Negative 3 plus 2. If the signs are not the same, you subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. And then you copy the sign of the larger number. So we have negative 1. So therefore, the factors will be this one. X minus 3 and x plus 2 equals 0. And to get the roots, just equate this one into 0. This will be x minus 3 equals 0. X plus 2 equals 0. And then to find the value of x, just simply transpose negative 3 from left to right. Okay, this is negative. You transpose this one, it will be positive. So x equals 3. This will be our first root. And for this one, you transpose. This is positive 2. It will be negative 2. X equals negative 2. That's it, class. All set for number 1. Quite long, right? For number 1. Because we explain it step by step. Alright, that's the answer for number 1, class. All set for number 1. X. Okay, we have x of 1 is 3. And x of 2 is negative 2. Alright, so that's it for number 1. Let's focus now on number 2. I will be erasing this part for number 1. Now, once again, class, for number 3 and 4, we just need to answer that one in another video because our video is quite long now. So let's answer number 2, class. This number 2, class, is quite easy for us. So if you have this kind of equation, x over x minus 3 equals x plus 2. We only have one equation on left and right. So it's not the same with this one, class. In the right side of this equal sign for number 1, we have two equations. And on the right side is just one. So in the left side, two equations. On the right side of this equal sign, we have one. Now, if you only have one equation on the left side and one equation on the right side, you can just simply answer this one, class, by cross multiplication. You cross multiply, class. This is very easy, class, for number 2. If you have this kind of equation, one fraction on the left side and another on the right side, just simply do the cross multiplication, class. This time, we cannot do the cross multiplication because we have two fractions and then one fraction on the right side. This one, we have only one fraction and then one equation. So we can just simply do the cross multiplication. So, understood that there's one here and then we cross multiply, class. Cross multiply. This will be very easy, class, for number 2. Alright, and then cross multiply. So 6 times 1. So this will be 6 times 1 equals, you multiply this one. Alright, x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 3. Alright, so x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 3. Now we can actually interchange this one because our equations will be on the left of this equal sign. So we can actually write this one, x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 3 equals 6 times 1. 6 times 1. This is the same class. Always remember this one. You can in cross multiplication, you can multiply this one first before this one, or you can multiply 6 and 1 before this one. So it depends on you, class. But since our equation is on the left side of this equal sign, alright, we just need to put x here on the left side of this equal sign. This is the same, class. Once again, this is just the same. Do not be confused, class. X equals 3 is just the same with 3 equals x. This is actually the same, class. So once again, do not forget, this is just the same. So no need to be confused, class. I just put the equation on the left side and then 6 times 1. This is just the same, class. Alright, and then you simplify this one, x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 3. So we do the FOIL method, class. First, outer, inner, less. Alright, so this will be x times x. So x times x, that would be x squared first. Then outer, x times negative 3, that's negative 3x. Inner, 2 times x, that's positive 2x. And then last, 2 times negative 3, that's negative 6. Alright, so once again, we do the FOIL method in solving this one. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3, that's negative 3x. 2 times x, that's positive 2x. 2 times negative 3, that's negative 6. Equals 6 times 1 is 6. Alright, and then we combine like terms. Combine this one. This will be x squared. Negative 3 plus 2. If the signs are not the same, you subtract. And then copy the sign of the larger number. 3 minus 2 is 1. And then copy negative sign. So negative 1 and then copy x. Minus 6 equals 6. Alright, so you can actually remove negative 1. That's okay. Understood that there's 1 here. So we transpose 6 from right to left. Because all of the equations will be on the left. And the remaining will be equal to 0. So this will be x squared minus x minus 6. This is positive 6. It will be negative 6 equals 0. Alright, and then our final equation will be, so let me erase this part. You pause the video, class. I will be erasing this part. So our final equation will be x squared minus x. Then combine this one. If you have both negatives, class, negative 6 minus 6, just simply copy the negative sign. And then you add the number 6 plus 6, that is 12. Equals 0. Once again, this is negative 12. Once again, class, if you have both negatives, negative 6, simply copy negative sign, then add the number. 6 plus 6 is 12. Equals 0. Alright. There you have it. That's our equation for number 2. Easy, right? For number 2. So, our value of A beside x squared is still 1. Our value of B is beside x, that's negative 1. And our C is negative 12. And then, you factor this out. So, you think of two numbers that when you multiply the two numbers, you will get negative 12. When you add, you will get negative 1. So, negative 12. What would be the two numbers, class? Of course, for negative 12, that would be 4 and 3, right? Because if you subtract 4 and 3, you will get 1. But since it is negative 1, one number should be negative. And it will be negative 4. Why is that, sir? Because if you multiply negative 4 times 3, you will get negative 12, right? If you combine negative 4 plus positive 3, if the signs are not the same, you subtract 4 minus 3 is 1, and then copy the sign of the larger number. So we have negative 1. Once again, class, to factor this out, you find two numbers that when you multiply the two numbers, you will get negative 12. When you combine, you will get negative 1. Of course, that is negative 4 and positive 3. So our factors will be x minus 4 and x plus 3 equals 0. Alright, and then you equate this one into 0 to find the roots. X minus 4 equals 0. X plus 3 equals 0. So to find the roots, transpose negative 4 from left to right. This is negative. It will be positive 4. X equals positive 4. X sub 1. In this one, transpose. This is positive 3. It will be negative 3. X sub 2. That is our roots, class. X 4 and 3 for 4 and negative 3 for our roots. That's it, class. That's number 2. So quite long, class, for our video. I'm so sorry that our video is quite long, but I apologize for that. But we need to explain this one, class, step by step for you to really understand how to find the value of a, b, c, to simplify and then find the roots. So I will just put the link, class, on the description down below with regard to the part 2 of our video. I will be answering number 3, this one, and number 4, class. So we don't have enough time. Our time, class, already 30 plus minutes. So for number 3 and 4, I will just put the link on the description down below. So feel free to see the video, class. Once again, this is Teacher MJ, and I hope you learned something new today. If you learned something new today, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share to your friends, class, and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Especially, class, for those students who are really struggling in solving mathematics or mathematical equations. So once again, class, this is Teacher MJ. You have a great day. Bye-bye.